What's up, YouTube? Alex Pepper here for another live video. Today was the first day of September 2019. It was a Sunday, and I've got to get to sleep because I've got a big week ahead. So, I want to talk about a perspective on mindset work. And the quote that I've pulled today says, "What you resist persists, and what you fight, you strengthen." Not in yourself, but in what you're fighting. So I want to approach this from the Hermetic perspective. The first Hermetic principle is mentalism. It's one of my favorite ones. I talk about this all the time. And basically the way you can think of this is we can't really physically perceive anything outside of our immediate surroundings. It's too far away. We have like a boundary that we live inside of, and that's it. And the first Hermetic principle basically says that is you, not just the body, the human part, but the environment as well. You're just a point consciousness, and then the human body and the environment around manifests around according to our point of awareness, according to our DNA code and our soul mission, all this kind of stuff. But what it also means is that things that come into our experience are for us and put there by us, by our original self, by our higher self. So nothing you ever experience is not you, because in this endless ocean of oscillating energy, there are no disconnections. It's all fundamentally the same. It's all one and the same thing. It's a fractal hologram. And so I think the first Hermetic principle is like a helpful way to think of many mindset things. So what you resist persists. If you have something in your life that you need to make a decision on, or you need to take action on, or if something makes you uncomfortable, if there's something that deep down you have to do but you resist it, it doesn't go away. It's not going to go away, because really that's you. You're ignoring a part of yourself, and that's a surefire way for it to not be dealt with and released, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to not stagnate or get stuck. We want energy to flow. We want experiences to come and go. And that's the name of the game, not to hold on to stuff. And what you fight, you strengthen, is the same perspective. You can never be fighting anything other than yourself. Because if you're into the law of attraction, then you know that you manifest everything that happens in your life. Therefore, if you fight against things or you resist things, firstly, you're fighting yourself, and secondly, you're strengthening that thing, because you're trying to resist and force against something that is for you. Everything that occurs, morality doesn't come into this. Good or bad doesn't come into this. Life or death, it doesn't matter. Everything that happens is for your development, for your soul development. And so fighting against anything, what you're saying to the universe is, right now, what I need is to be fighting against this thing, right? And so the universe says, cool, sweet, let's do this thing then. You can fight this thing, and as you get better, it's going to get better too, because it's you. And you create a feedback loop, because you're now telling the universe, oh, right now I want to be struggling against this. And so you're now strengthening it because you're telling the universe this is what you want. So the human mind, or the brain, however you want to think about it, the primary purpose of it is to keep you alive and safe. And so what we have is we have things that we experience that are recorded in the left brain for the most part. And that's where we keep our map of the territory. And the boundary of that map is a fear boundary. And when we get close to that boundary, we start to get stressed. But without going to that boundary and stepping over it, then you don't grow. And so the name of the game is to constantly move towards the edge of the comfort zone. Not always listen to the negative self-talk, which we perceive as negative, but it's doing its job. But we need to push that boundary. And what will happen is we leave the predetermined map and we walk off the edge of it into chaos. And this is when the dramas start to happen, because when the chaos occurs, you're now somewhere you haven't been before. It's not on the map. There is no map. You're now right-brained thinking, but the left brain doesn't turn off. What it wants to do is pull you back into the predetermined map that already was. And so we resist what is. But the thing is, once you've left the boundary, you've seen what's outside of the boundary. You've experienced that new territory, and you now have to integrate that experience. And so going back to what was, even if you manage to go back to what was, you're resisting the change because you've already initiated the change by leaving the original territory, you see. And so the name of the game is to push the boundary, leave the comfort zone, become vulnerable, dive into growth, and then not resist it and not fight things that are stupid. Because once you're outside, the brain is going to be telling you all kinds of stuff about, we can't do this, this is not safe, I don't feel safe, which is, a core fear that humans have. So yeah, I just thought that was quite interesting. I hope that made sense. It's time for me to get some rest. I'm going to be very, very busy this month, and I'm looking forward to it. I've been pretty smacked by jet lag. It's a little bit confusing, and I was getting up at 6 a.m. when I was in the US, and now it's just all messed up. But I'm going to try and do it tomorrow and see what happens. So I want to get an hour of work done before I go and keep doing this house renovation that I started a few months ago. So yeah, just remember that the universe responds to vibration, if you want to put it that way. Everything is vibration. It responds to your energy. It's a mirror for your energy. It's a holographic mirror universe. It's created for us to expand in any which way that we would like to expand. So if you're resisting something, or if you're fighting something, then you're saying to the universe, right now I want to resist this. Right now I want to fight this. And you then playing into the law of attraction and creating an adversary, which is ultimately you. So it's a thought loop you can't really afford to maintain. So remain in a state of ease and flow. Ease and flow. Constant action. Don't stay in the comfort zone. But be mindful when you're out in the woods exploring. All right, it's 1:11, so that's my cue to leave. I'll see you tomorrow.